come up with some great reasons why we want to come up with an alternative rhythm guitar part for Red House by Jimi Hendrix. One, this tune is a blues tune. It's a 12-bar blues tune, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of other 12-bar blues tunes. Not all of them play just the honky tonk thing. Okay, you're going to need to be able to know what chord shapes are being used through the forms so that you can play and jam with bands and things like that in a proficient manner. Okay, it stretches your ability, okay, and gives you a little bit more language. So that's one good reason to come up with an alternative rhythm guitar part for Red House. Another good reason is that if you're just jamming with your buddies and it's just you and another friend on guitar, well, if both of you are playing this during the tune, you know, it can be cool, right? But can it also be cool if one person is playing that and another person is playing another part that goes with it that sounds good? So that you are able to have two guitars going at the same time, both of them doing something different, both of them coexisting, having fun, and enhancing the tune, okay? That's another great reason. Now, a third really great reason to actually come up with an alternative rhythm guitar part is so that you can hear the upper structures of what's going on with the harmony, okay? You can begin to flesh that out intellectually in your mind and in your heart and in your soul. Okay, so as you hear these harmonies and stuff, it should inspire you to play, you know, leads and things like that as well. So we got stretching your abilities, being able to jam with the band or with friends in a way that's really cool and cooler than just playing the same thing everybody else does. And 3, being able to hear the upper structure harmony. All right, so let's take a look at the 3 chords that we're actually going to use for this tune. We're just going to use the B dominant 7 on the 7th fret. And sometimes we'll use a B dominant 9, okay, on the 7th fret. We're going to use an E dominant 9 that's right there at the 7th fret. And we're going to use an F sharp dominant 9 that is right there on the 9th fret. Those are going to be the only chords we use the whole time because this video is meant for someone who's really just getting started. Now, the strum pattern that we're going to be using for this particular tune is going to be something that matches this honky tonk thing, right? And when we hear this, you're hearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that pinky note that you're making comes in on beats 2 and 4. So I want to create a consistent pattern that goes with that. So I'm going to do a long, short pattern. I think that sounds great with it. It's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Just long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. I know you are going to want to do fancier things, right? We all want to be fancy. That's just how it is with musicians and artists. But it is a good idea to get your foundation strong and to know that you know absolutely where you're at. So if you can get this down, you can eventually right? I'm kind of keeping the rhythm pretty good. My ability to play those extra little nuances and be relatively accurate is based on the fact that I have a solid foundation and an understanding of the form. Okay, so this strum pattern is going to give you a solid foundation of the form. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's go through the form with the metronome using the strum pattern. We're just going to do the B dominant 7 chord. We're not going to worry about incorporating the dominant 9th. Just to keep it simple, make it easy and fun. 2, 3, measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, measure 5, measure 6, measure 7, measure 8, measure 9, measure 10, measure 11, measure 12, measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, measure 5, measure 6, measure 7, measure 8, measure 9, measure 10, measure 11, measure 12, back to 1. So to intensify our relationship with the form and with the rhythm, let's go through and count every beat going through the form twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now let's go through the form, counting the measures with the B dominant 9 chord. Okay, a little bit darker chord. I think it sounds cool. So we're going to add it to the form. We're just going to replace the B dominant 7 every single time with the B dominant 9 chord. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Measure 1, 2, measure 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, measure 1. Okay? So now let's add the B dominant 7 and the B dominant 9 together. So I'm going to put them strategically in the piece. So measure 1 is going to be a B dominant 7. Measure 2 is B dominant 9. Measure 3 is B dominant 7. Measure 4 is B dominant 9 with a little bit of darker color, creating tension, sort of, to go to the 5th measure. There's the 6th measure. Measure 7 is going to be the regular B dominant 7, but measure 8 is going to go to the darker 9 to create a little tension so that when we go 9, 10, and we'll do 11 as a 7, and then 12, and then we can come back to the top of the form with a B dominant 7 again. So we're strategically putting in the B dominant 9. This will force you to learn the chord well enough to have to think about what you're doing, and it also demonstrates a great understanding of the form. All right, so here we go. We're going to go through the form twice, putting that B dominant 9 chord in the 4th measure and in the 8th measure. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, measure 5, measure 6, measure 7, measure 8, measure 9, measure 10, measure 11, measure 12, measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, measure 5, measure 6, measure 7, measure 8, measure 9, measure 10, measure 11, measure 12, and measure 1 with a B dominant 9. All right. Cool. Now, one other function that the B dominant 9 can have that's simple to do is when you start out with a B dominant 7 the first time around through the first verse, and you go all the way through the form, and then when we come back to the top of the form, we go to the B dominant 9 there. Okay, just to create a little darker kind of substance when you come to the top of the form. Okay, so let's hear that in time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, darker on measure 4, measure 5, measure 6, measure 7, measure 8, measure 9, measure 10, measure 11, measure 12, coming back with some darker tones with the B dominant 9 right there. And we'll play B dominant 9 through the whole form this time to keep it dark and consistent. This is measure 7, measure 8, measure 9, measure 10, measure 11, measure 12. Let's go through the form one more time with B dominant 9 the whole time. Measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, measure 5, measure 6, measure 7, measure 8, measure 9, measure 10, measure 11, measure 12. My congratulations if you've gotten to this point in your study of the 12-bar blues form as it relates to Red House by Jimi Hendrix. We are going to be counting through the form as if it is in the time signature of 12/8. Remember, the time signature of 12/8 relates to 4. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a 4/4. That's how we'll count the 4/4 time. So now let's count the 12/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this time signature requires a lot more breath to be able to count through. So take a deep breath, get ready to count. Sometimes you're going to be counting when you're breathing in. Sometimes you'll be counting when you're breathing out. It is difficult and laborious. But if you can do this, you know that you know the form, and you're internalizing all of the foundational things that make this tune work in terms of the rhythm and the actual blueprint of the tune. So here we go. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to do the strum pattern with the B dominant ninth the entire time. Counting all the way through the form 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1. All right, so congratulations if you are able to count and play your way through the form in this manner. It is tough. It is tedious. Yes, it is difficult. And yes, sometimes it is a drag. I do apologize for that. But you know what? I probably shouldn't, because I really do believe if you internalize these rhythms and work through these exercises, that you will learn this form quicker, and you will be able to play this style of music with more integrity and more rhythmic accuracy than you could before in a quicker amount of time. So your goals of being able to play the music, jam with your friends, join a band, go to a jam session, and hold your own when people call tunes like Red House or Stormy Monday or some slow blues that Stevie Ray Vaughan did or something that T-Bone Walker or B.B. King or Albert King wrote, those tunes will apply to these rhythms in a way that will give you some connectedness to them. Have fun, do the work, and experience the benefits of doing the hard things that you have to do sometimes to become a better musician. That's where my baby stays.